Hey you guys, how's it going? Welcome to another episode of Recast. Today I'm joined with Water and Damo. If you guys want to introduce yourselves, go ahead. Because Lunar doesn't need to be introduced because he's my co-host.
Got him.
I was gonna say you don't have to.
I'm already half bio.
I'm already happy.
Oh man. Do you want to go first, Water? Since you're on the left. Wait, how are you guys lined up on? Never mind. It doesn't matter. Go ahead, Water.
I don't know. You're on the left. Dan was on the middle left. Lunar's in the middle right, and I'm on the right.
That's weird. Go ahead.
Okay. I don't know how to do these. My name's Water KH. I do videos on YouTube sometimes, and I bullshit a lot more times. Welcome to the video. I don't know.
That was a great introduction.
Thanks.
We're brothers. Everyone's like, what? We're twins.
I think it's more that we're twins
Yeah,
too.
that's right. Because I don't really
Like,
make
double-
that comment.
double what?
So it'll be like confusing kind of to hear both of us talk, but there's rings around our voices. So
I'm excited about the Sonic movie. It looks so much
What?
better.
Where did that come from?
The rings. Everybody knows Sonic and rings.
oh
I'm
man.
not crazy. You're crazy.
Oh man.
You want to
Anyways.
introduce yourself, Damo?
Okay. Hey guys, how you doing? My name's Damo. I've sort of dug myself into a well about talking about Union Cross, and I think I might be here till I die. So thanks for temporarily listing me out, you guys.
So how do you think Remind's going to tie in with Union Cross?
Sloppily, but they're
Here's your
gonna.
rope.
I think they're gonna try. Yeah, I want me to just lower myself down again, and here we go.
Man. So I wanted to do...
We can dive straight into it.
Oh, it was more of a
Yeah.
joke.
We can
But we
dive.
can... Good one.
What are we talking
Okay,
about today?
I do have a question. I mean, this doesn't be part of the podcast, but so like Dream Drop Distance, the first two words make sense with the game, but then like, what's the distance part?
Because the 3DS has 3Ds in it.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I was like, wait. Maybe
It's
the
the distance that
goodness.
Sora and Riku share, even
Exactly.
though they're really close together. They feel like they're far apart.
Ah,
That was
Right.
I think it actually is something. I think it is something like that from memory.
Mhm.
Wow.
that makes sense.
So today, goodness, well, my voice went out.
But it's more
There we
because
go.
because the 3DS has 3Ds in it.
That's what I thought it was.
Moving on. So today we're going to be talking about just one topic. We want to kind of just go through and talk about some predictions we have for Reminds, what we expect to see, and yeah, just kind of what we're hoping to see with all of the DLC that's incoming. So
Yeah.
I don't know who wants to start, but I can throw it at Water because he's on the left.
What? I thought you said I was gonna go last.
Okay, we can start with it on my side. So I think we'll see two Keyblades, maybe like Oathkeeper and Oblivion. That'd be pretty cool. Hopefully some form changes associated with those. But seriously,
That prediction.
hopefully, I think Dark Form's already confirmed for 2 levels. I kind of hope that Light Form will also have 2 levels. They've like done this weird thing where they like have expressly like kept out the HUD for Light Form for some reason or another. So like every single scene we've seen with Light Form, he's either like in a cutscene or like a reaction command kind of thing, or just like completely like left the HUD out, which is so odd. But I'm thinking,
That is-
anyways, I'll stop rambling. What do you guys think on what are your thoughts on Oathkeeper and Oblivion?
Well, I think it's weird they weren't in the game to begin with. I'm not
Yeah.
trying to be that guy,
No,
but
no.
it is strange that those two Keyblades were not in the game to begin with. But
Do you think they were
since
planned?
I'm happy.
Do you think they were
They
planning
might
for
have
it and they
been.
like scrapped the cutscenes where you would have like gotten the Keyblades, so they just were like, no one will mind.
Yeah.
They already have so many
No,
Keyblades.
because there's definitely points where I feel like you would have gotten them. I would think it would be like I think they're called the Respite cutscenes, or it's right before you go to the Keyblade Graveyard.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
when Kyrie and Sora share the Powerproof Fruit. I think
Yeah,
100%.
that's what I think.
That's when you would have gotten the Oathkeeper.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So something like that would have made much more sense.
Mhm.
But I just for some reason like that's the one time where I'm like I don't know why those just weren't in the game, but we're getting them. That's cool. The Dark and Light Form, I feel like they're gonna mirror each other. Like if you said Dark Form has 2 levels, right?
Mhm.
Or it might.
Yeah.
I feel like light form's gonna have 2 as well. I feel like they're just gonna be like the same thing, but just like different, appearances and whatnot. But
yeah, I don't know. I
know.
think the base combos for like light and dark form are gonna be the same thing, because we
I do too.
we see like Riku and Kairi's combat in both of them, so it's like I feel like if they would have if they were trying to make like a nod to Riku with Oblivion, they would have only put Riku's combos in that one and only Kairi's combos in Oathkeeper. But the fact that we see both with just the Oathkeeper Keyblade makes me think that it's just gonna be the same like stuff, just like light effects for light form and dark effects for dark form.
Right.
I think they're just placeholders. Not really. But
I thought that at first.
They just like kicked everybody out.
Yeah, especially when we saw like the second form, like form change animation. I like was like that totally looks like a placeholder. But I think
It wasn't.
yeah, I think now that we see like actual gameplay with it, it kind of cements that that's gonna be the animation. Because they even was like, oh, maybe this is just like the shortened animation, and they just like zoomed in. But I think for the short, like if you take form change animations off, it's like he just does like the dry form. Just that end part.
Which I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like that. Because like I'm pretty sure dry forms and form changes are the same thing. They just like
it's like an evolution of, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they still rely on his clothes, right?
Yeah. So like anti-form and rage form are the same thing. Because when you go into rage form with Kingdom Hearts 2 clothes, it's like all of the same things. It's just like the clothes change slightly.
But now he can wield a Keyblade,
Yeah. True.
which is interesting. Do you think he could wield a Keyblade before, but he just chose not to, or do you think he literally couldn't?
I don't think he could. Because if we like with other Darklings, it looks like they lose their Keyblade.
True.
That was the idea, right? That like before we knew, the question was why can't Ansem and Xemnas wield the Keyblade if they're more or less in Terra's body and he can't, and Xehanort could? Like why can Xemnas and Ansem not wield a Keyblade? Which is still funny to me that Rage Form even can, because they used to anyway talk about how wielders of darkness, if they'd given themselves over to darkness, lost the ability to use the Keyblade. But
Riku did, but he could still wield a Keyblade.
they've sort of come back around on that, yeah.
Yeah.
Did he? Oh, I guess the Keyblade of Heart. Is that what you're saying? Because he could pick that one up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because a Soul Eater isn't really a Keyblade.
Yeah, it's just a blade.
No.
But Weighted Dawn is once he gets like a balance between light and dark, right?
Right. And he like uses the Soul Eater to make it as well, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah.
Do you guys think we'll see like who picks up the Soul Eater in the Remind DLC?
Wait, what?
Because you're not Soul Eater, Weighted Dawn, because he just like chucks his old Keyblade into the sand. It's like, oh yeah, my other self will grab this or whatever.
Because it's funny that you mentioned that, because I feel like for the longest time I thought it was going to be like the Riku replica or the Dark Riku or someone else is going to pick it up, but we never really see anybody pick it up. So
where are you going with that? Wait, finish that thought. Who do you think's gonna pick it up? Because I think we're on the same page.
Well, no, I was just gonna say it's strange because it seemed so obvious at first, like, oh, he's just gonna leave it for like Riku replica,
right?
But we don't actually see anybody pick it up.
As I was talking, I was like, what if Yuzora is the one that comes and like picks up, right?
I was gonna say something close to that. So just to segue into like one of the things that I feel like we're gonna see the secret episode is going to be a Riku episode. I've been saying that since day one.
And
I feel like that's really going to be a thing. And then you stole it, yeah. But that's why I'm playing. But no, it's because there's several cutscenes with like the Final Fantasy characters when Aqua's with Riku and the Land of Departure, and it seems like they're going to be going into the Realm of Darkness again. Like, I feel like we're going to go into the Realm of Darkness with Aqua, and then that's when we're going to see who picks it up. I feel like that's where we'll see it.
Gotcha.
Whether that's Yozora or someone else, I don't know, but I feel like that's when we're going to figure out who took it.
I think it's more symbolical, honestly, because
yeah, me too.
I don't know. I feel like he put it there, and he's like, "Oh yeah, this is for the replica Riku," but the replica Riku's inside of him now.
Yeah, he's formless. Like no one else can ever see him. He doesn't really exist. He just sort of exists within Riku's heart.
Did he like go to the Dark Realm after dying, or did they just like go to the
because he
final
went
world?
to the Dark Realm, but theoretically he should have gone to the final world, right?
But if he doesn't really truly exist, then does he get to?
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Well, I think at the end of Read Chain of Memories, he like kind of, I wouldn't say grows a heart, but he at least like. No, I would say I think he like.
No, he
grows-
gets a heart. I feel like he has a
I,
heart.
I think he's supposed to have, yeah, but they seem to give him a pretty sad ending, like
Right.
that he kind of couldn't exist because we already have a good Riku.
Mm-hmm.
I think
exactly.
I think a lot of Kingdom Hearts 3 was just like clearing up a lot of the loose ends of like, okay,
Oh yeah, for sure.
we've got a Roxas and a Van, but that's about it. All the other like multiple, all
Right.
the Rikus reduce them down to one. All the Shions and the Roxases, okay, they're their own individual people. Let's separate them from being part of Sora. Ignore all that.
But
Just
now we're having
clear up.
Sora and Yozora.
Oh, yeah, right.
Do you guys like the new
Maybe the
direction?
same person. What?
Do you guys like the new direction kind of that they've gone into of like introducing this whole new character that has such a big part? It feels like.
I think it's good. Like it's gonna like open up a new chapter. I think,
Mm.
but I think I think what they're trying to do is like call back to that scene in Dream Drop Distance because we were talking about it a little bit before, but like how where Xemnas is like, oh well, how do you know like you're you? And Sora's like, because it's my memories. But it's like now we have Yozora repeating what Sora said at the beginning of Kingdom Hearts. So it's like,
Mhm.
are there like just multiple simulations with different pieces changed and they're all quote unquote Sora?
Mm.
I don't know.
I was
Part of the Master of Masters grand plan.
could be. I was
I
talking
got
to
a
this
video
guy.
going on about that if I can like get my brain around it of like every Square Enix video game that's ever existed is all on an equal footing in terms of like it's all part of the Master of Masters grand simulation of you have
That'd
a,
be
you have a
crazy.
hero of light. I know you're already laughing, but you have a hero of light
Mm.
that fights with their whatever weapon to like battle the forces of darkness, right? And it's always, Sora calls it a Keyblade War, but it's always a light versus darkness battle.
True.
They're able to channel, Firaga or Thunderga or like similar elements of magic,
Right.
and they're aware of each other's universes, but only as like fictional media. Like Kingdom Hearts is a video game in the Final Fantasy 15 universe. So Final Fantasy, the entire series up to 27 evidently is a video game in the friggin' Deus Ex universe. So like it's all intertwined, and then obviously you have like the crossover video games. So I think like the Master of Masters is running like infinite simulations from the Square Enix building in Tokyo. Of,
That's crazy.
but I mean that's literally what he's
Yeah,
standing on,
yeah.
right? Like
Like,
from
it
that
makes
building. If I can get that on the paper in a way that doesn't sound like a raving lunatic, like more so than any of my other theories, this is the one where it's like you sound completely insane. But that's the video I'm trying to get at.
Mm.
At least
is
I'll have a
it.
record of it now before Ringman comes out when I'm eventually proven correct.
I was gonna say, man, you got 4 days. You could bang that out real quick.
I've been working on it for like 3 weeks now. I just can't get it onto paper without sounding like and just a complete lunatic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had the same issue. Like I don't know, just can't wrap my head around anything.
That's why I don't theorize. Hurts my brain too much. I was talking with this guy on Twitter, and we were just kind of like messing around. But he was like, "We got the Keyblade like right at the end, and then Sora goes after Kairi, but like we never see the Keyblade like disappear or like break or move on to another person, so Sora might have it." And I was like, "How awesome would it be to use the Keyblade?" And then you come up and here's Sora, who has been like seemingly on the same journey, and so like maybe he's also
Right.
like going after someone that died during their Keyblade War, and like he defeated whoever so and so and got bequeathed the
He's
Keyblade,
big
and so like they both like
His
whip out,
equivalent of it.
yeah, like they both whip out like the ultimate weapon, or like whatever the Keyblade. I think that'd be so cool. Way out of like
No, 100%, 100%.
I didn't even think about that. That'd be cool to and remind if we had the
yeah, right.
the
It'd
Keyblade.
be so cool.
Wow.
It feels like it's gonna start over though.
Yeah, I feel like that's Nomura's again, like he has to de-level us at the beginning of every game, right? And now
Yeah.
Sora has just defeated Master Xehanort with the Keyblade in hand. He should be more powerful than he's ever been, and now he owns the Keyblade. But how does Nomura de-level him? Oh, we just go to another universe where he's stripped of all his Kingdom Hearts powers, and now he's
Mm.
back to
Well,
little baby boy again.
do you think the
Well, I
DLC
still
will
think-
like have him like at that point where he's stripped of his power, or do you think like the DLC is gonna like follow him down this path where he ends up like it like sets up for the next game where he starts at level 1?
I still think that the secret episode that we see at the end is the next game. I don't think that's going to be in the DLC.
You really don't?
I don't think so.
Oh, sorry, the secret ending of Vanilla Kingdom Hearts 3 with. Yeah, I know. I'd agree with that.
I mean, okay, so I do agree with that. Now I'm starting to think like what's gonna give us, if anything, we'll get more context on it, because obviously we see Yozora in the most recent trailer. I'm not saying like we're gonna be running around Shibuya like, you know, finding the Master of Masters and stuff. Like that's definitely not gonna happen. I feel like it's just gonna give us context as to why Sora and Riku wake up there and why Yozora and the Master of Masters are also there. That's the most I think. It'll just basically say, oh, this is why they're here, and that's it.
I think they're gonna get like banished to the real world.
By who?
But that's the penalty of the power of waking. Is that
they become real people?
That's what's gonna happen.
They have to come to this earth.
Yeah,
that's their punishment.
But yeah, I've always thought it's weird that. What?
I said, whose turn was it to say something?
Oh, I don't even know.
can't remember.
Who has the talking stick?
You can go ahead, Lunar, if you want. Unless was someone about to say something?
I was gonna comment on the secret episode, how we see like Sora's emblem on the screen as like an advertisement.
Oh yeah.
Always like what?
Well,
It's advertising the Kingdom Hearts video game.
yeah, because you're in Shibuya, which is Yozora's world. Boom. It is. I'm not making that up.
It's a fact. Well, yeah, I don't know. I haven't decided if I. Yeah, I'm not sure yet.
What?
I think that you and Bio's video on that was really cool.
But
I don't know if I.
There's a
100%
bug
agree with
coming.
it.
Well, wait. What
'Cause it
what
just
don't you
seems
agree on?
very... What?
What don't you agree on?
Well, I see that it says Shibuya, right? That's obvious.
Yeah.
But I guess the thing is, like, why is the Master of Masters there?
Oh wait, Lunar, have you done that? You haven't done that theory yet, have you? About
No, not yet.
You need to get that out. Can't talk about it yet.
Ugh.
It's
Can
good.
you-
It's good.
Give me some insight.
No, we can't talk about it.
Okay.
Hey, I just shared with you the really absolutely true theory that's definitely going to be real one day. No, I gave you the.
Okay.
That's a secret, Gus, right there.
Okay, Ludar's like
Us plebs don't
lined
have
up this
access.
whole theory that like blows my mind every time he brings it up.
Oh wait! I think I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
I think we talked about it right after the trailer. So
Yeah.
I think I told Damo like the skeleton version of it. I don't know if I
Yeah.
told you because you didn't watch the Remind trailer when we did, so I don't think you even heard about it.
Oh, that's right.
I definitely didn't.
I'm basically linking why I feel like the Master of Masters is actually there, and it makes sense, sort of. I don't know. It's
makes
Kingdom Hearts. It doesn't.
Perfect sense.
Oh.
You think so? Wow. Okay, then maybe I'll jump on it. I'll do something tomorrow then. I don't know. Anyway.
4 days until it Ryan, better get it out.
Yeah, right. I'll get it done tomorrow.
Is it really only 4 days away?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
As of right now, yeah.
Oh
I don't
yeah,
have
2 days or whenever I put this up. Anyways, Looney, do you want to talk about your prediction? Is that what you were asking about?
I got a list of like a bunch of stuff. Like we kind of talked about Yozora. Like I said, I just want like lore on him and like figure out like what he actually is and why Shibuya seems to be like the new important thing. But that's just tying into like what we feel like is like we're gonna get context. We're not gonna get an explanation. I just want context on this world and Yozora in general. But what else? Okay, so the next one is the Master of Masters, and I want his goal to be more clear. Like we don't need to know like exactly what he's planning, but we see him talking to young Master Xehanort in the Keyblade Graveyard. He's sort of like coaching him in a way. I want more context as to one, why he's there, because he's supposed to be gone, like just disappeared.
Right. Yeah.
And he's not. He's clearly there. So I want to know like what his interest was in young Master Xehanort, because he gave that job to Luciu. I just want to know why he's taking it upon himself to sort of do what he told Luciu to do. Like I don't understand that. So I just want an explanation to that.
Could it be him like jumping in and like, so like Luciu's already like he even says when he's like handing him the Keyblade or whatever, like you've already done your job. Like I already have the book right here. So like, do you think maybe all of the scenes we see with Masters are him like jumping to the points that he like sees where things went wrong, like from Luciu's perspective? Does that make sense?
I guess I
like
kind of
jumping to
understand
fix
that.
things.
Say what?
Yeah, like he's trying to like rewrite it in his own way.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's the
again,
thing.
like that's the thing. I'd want to know like for sure if that's what he's doing. So something like that could like make sense for sure.
That's kind of the thing, right? Like, if the Master of Masters has a plan, just because he has a plan doesn't mean that things are going to go down like that. Just because he can see the future doesn't mean things will go down the way he wants to. Like, surely he can come in and course correct, and then with the book see, oh, did that work or not? Like, okay, I come in and course correct at year 100 after the foreteller. The foretellers have the war or whatever. Okay, did the course correction work? Check the book. No, that turned the planet Earth into like space hippos or whatever. Okay, let's correct again. All right, now.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Now the world's got destroyed, and I got the result I wanted. Sweet.
And I feel like it's gonna tie into the whole thing with like Ava trying to change like the future and the outcome of the future. It's all gonna tie back into like that decision she made with like the union leaders and stuff. So
do you think
maybe
the
that could
book
be a reason.
changes?
Well, I think the weird thing is, wait, what?
Do you think like the book that the Master is holding like changes as as time?
That
is
is really
changed?
what I want to know more than anything.
I want to know that too.
Because
That's again sort of what I want to. That's sort of what I was talking about, with, like the Master of Masters, and like I just want to learn more about like him in the book and like how it all really works. I need to know why he's doing it. I just need to like understand sort of how it works, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think the weirdest thing for me with the Book of Prophecies is that the Master of Masters gives the task to Luciu to go and like look through with the eye, right? But then he's like, oh, well, you can't take the Book of Prophecies with you because then you can create like a paradox, right?
Yeah.
But then right after that moment, he either gives him the page or gives him knowledge about the page, which in and of itself creates a paradox. Like,
yeah, Lucian knows about the lost page. Like, he must
Right.
at least know something about it.
so he's writing history based on that page, but it's like you shouldn't be able to, like, you shouldn't know what's gonna happen, or I don't know. It's just weird.
What do you guys think about that? Like, there's a one scene with the Kyrie fight where all of like the no-name Keyblades have like a red gazing eye, and then
Wait, what?
all like the summon circle or the magic circle, whatever, like on the ground has like a ton of eyes in it. What do you guys like? What's your thoughts on that?
Is this in the newest Remind trailer?
Yeah.
Damos got it right there. Oh, that's
This is
No,
just a
that's
remind.
No. I'm 65 hours away from Remind, baby.
I'm like
Oh, dude, you're right.
turning all of my. I'm turning my devices
Oh my
off.
God.
I'm turning my.
Dude,
like,
that's weird.
what?
The red eyes on the Xehanort. Okay, so this is after. This is after she's been killed.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. This is Sora saving her. It's like in that sequence.
Oh wait, how many Keyblades does he have right now?
I tried to count.
because it might
it's
be
too
like
blurry.
like while she.
He has, I think he
Crap.
has 13, and then he has his own. Because I was talking to Bio about this for like half an hour. His Keyblade doesn't
Yeah, his
count as
Keyblade doesn't
one of
count.
the Keyblades behind. him.
Right.
No,
So there's
yeah.
14 if you include his, but
Well,
there's
and-
13.
And the Kingdom Hearts is like he's already opened it, right? Or given it to Darkness.
Yeah, it's already like
I
it is
think,
after
yeah.
taken over, which is the whole like I don't know. I like look at that. I'm like, what? How? Why? What? Like my brain is like so many questions. Like, why are they already raised up into the air? Like
She
that was
she
supposed
has
to.
Hell's Own Grenade. That's cool.
What?
She has Hell's Own Grenade.
What is that?
Wait, is Sora in this fight with her? Dude, Sora's in this
Yeah.
fight
Yeah.
with her.
Yeah, he's the party member.
Huh?
He's the party
Yeah.
member. What?
Wait, what?
Blowing Water's mind right now.
I haven't scrolled through these scenes yet, but there's Sora in the background.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you can see him
Yeah.
like run off
He's just
screen.
chilling.
That was like a meme for a little bit where like Kyrie's like there and Sora's just like running like the opposite direction away from Xehanort.
Peace.
Oh, I'm so behind.
Oh man.
Dang.
Oh, I see him. I see him there. He's like, I'm out.
Mm-mm.
Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to distract the.
Nah, all good.
But like, yeah, so like, what do you think? I don't know. I just think it's so odd that like, at this point, his like the gazing eyes are changing color, and like that didn't happen
Yeah,
when he
it's
was
so
first forming it.
Yeah. People are trying to make tinfoil hat theories about how Yozora's got a blue eye, and then now it's a red eye, and Yozora's got. It's like I don't know about that.
I think it has
just don't
more so to
know
do with
about
like the Master of Masters. Like, maybe this is like a completely different world line. So like in this world line, his eye is red. I don't know.
Well, it only turns red when he attacks, I think, right?
No, it's red the whole time.
Really?
Mm.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. Then maybe, who knows?
So at this point, these 13 keys should be forming the key blade,
I was about
right?
to mention that, yeah.
So
Unless this
Because
is
he-
like
I
the
don't know.
final
Open
clash.
the pathway to Kingdom Hearts, right?
yeah,
Maybe this clash
Mhm.
between Xehanort and Kyrie is what creates the last one.
No, but he's already opened it. Like he's already shot the beam into Kingdom Hearts because it's like purple now.
Yeah, he's already
So at
done.
this point, he
yeah.
should have the Keyblade.
Yeah, and there's
But
all
he
those
doesn't.
keyhole like effects. That's weird.
Yeah.
so it
Yeah.
sort of ties into like your thoughts of what's actually going to lead us to this point. I don't know. I've got like ideas about how we kind of get here. I'm sure you guys do too.
Yeah, it's here.
Go for it.
Yeah, go.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So we've got the secret episode, we've got Remind, and we've got the limit. Right. So, like you said before, I think the free stuff is going to be Riku and Aqua basically going like, "Where the heck is Sora?" They're going to check around the place to go, "Where the heck is he?" That comes after his like pseudo disappearance. I think. I think Sora. I mean, this is hardly a new opinion, but we've eventually got to like trace back time and make sure all the events that happened in the Keyblade graveyard happen the same way they did before,
Mm-hmm.
with the only exception being that Kari comes out of it alive. So Roxas starts to be created, Shion starts to switch sides. We still need the replica for Naminé. We still need to have all these things go in the correct order. You know, none of the light-bearing wielders can die, but we have to get there while keeping Kari alive. I think, you know, if I'm Sora and I've just beaten Xehanort, and I'm like, where the hell's Kari? First thing I do is go to the final world, right? Like, Shion literally just said, well, I can still feel her. She's still clinging on. So, okay,
Right.
well, I'll check the final world. Off he goes. And I have to imagine he can't find her, or either, like, he can find her there, but he can't bring her back, or there's some reason why it's just not a simple process of bringing her back. Like, Sora was able to piece himself together and then chase down the hearts of the friends that had died, but he still had to go back in time to actually make sure they never died in the first place. Like, he had to prevent them from moving on from this world entirely. He couldn't just be like, okay, you're safe now. He still had to rewind time to make sure everything was okay. So I think you still have to do that with Kari too. Right? You can't just go like, okay, I found your body.
Oh, yeah.
Cool. Let's come back. You still have to rewind time to make sure she doesn't die. It's
And
weird
then-
though, because like,
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, sorry, I've been talking for a while.
No. Keep going. Sorry. Yeah. No. I'm following your train of thought. I think though.
Because all right, so like this is what I've been struggling with a bit, but I think it's still going back to the time travel Xehanort 3D logic of you can return back in time, and the memories of what you've done will have been etched on you, but you won't necessarily remember it yourself, which is kind of contradicted with when Sora does go back in time. Donald and Goofy, you're like, what? Sora's like, oh, it worked. You guys are okay. And Kari like takes him by the hand and brings him back to that point. And he's like, oh yeah, it worked. And then Goofy's like, sure it did. Now point us back at those guys. And they do, except everything still goes exactly the same way it did before. The only reason they don't immediately die again is because Lingering Will is there this time. So what Sora effectively did was he got everyone's bodies back. But the important thing was that he contacted Naminé. And Naminé, I guess the final world is like immune from time travel shenanigans, because Naminé's conversation saying, oh, hey Sora, I should go tell Terra to come and save you guys, or Lingering Will to come and save you guys. That was obviously preserved between time travel jumps. So I don't know if the final world just gets some sort of immunity, which is weird because Naminé's only in the final world in the first place because Kari dies, right? Which is even weirder because Kari's the only thing that keeps Sora together.
Well,
So,
No, we never actually. Sora says that like he thinks. Sorry, my voice. But he thinks that Naminé is still in Kyrie, but I don't think it's ever confirmed.
No, during the cutscene with Kyrie
doesn't
and
she
Naminé,
say that?
or during the
No, I just
conversation
watched
with
the cutscene.
the star,
Yeah.
she says that she was ripped
She
from
can
her
still feel
body when they went to the final world.
She said she could still feel her. Like she ended up there, but she could still feel Kyrie. So it's, I don't know. It's weird.
So is this like a moment where like Sora has died, Kari's technically still alive? It's like all happening in the space of like half a second or something. Like Naminé's heart has been released from Kari's, gone to the final world. Sora has died, but Kari's still temporarily alive or something. But
Well, she appears.
she still lost her heart because we go chase her heart down, right?
I don't
And her body's
think we ever save her,
glowing
right?
blue.
Do we ever?
No, that's true.
Yeah, no, because the only time we see Kyrie is
That's
when
true, that's true.
she's reformed. So like we never actually had to save her because
we
she.
sort of fly through space
Yeah.
with her. Yeah, that's true. Actually, yeah, she is. I guess getting like shit on by the Heartless, but of all the Seekers of all the Guardians of Light,
Mm.
she's the only one that didn't immediately get OHKO'd by him.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I think
But
she's not.
Namine's heart got released. So how does that work?
Yeah, so I think she did the same thing as Sora, where she held on but recompleted herself in the final world. Like, I think
Okay, but
she had she was the strongest Sora and was able to like do the same thing that Sora did. And
so
then
they both
just
kept
like
each other in like a little limbo state.
yeah, and they just kind of
Yeah, I
like
don't-
met up as they were
Yeah,
coming
the reason
back.
why he
Well,
kinda
they were
took
each
that
other's
form,
unfinished business or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think Chirithy says that they have to be in the other world. They have to be in the other world, like hanging on to you for you,
Right.
for you to be in the
Yeah,
final
exactly.
world. So I think that Kyrie's still alive. It
But
could be
Namine's
that
heart's there.
she could have like let go of Nominee's heart. I can see
But
that
just-
happening.
Just held on to enough of herself to stay
Yeah.
Sora or
Right.
something. I can see that. Yeah, I mean that's.
Hmm.
I mean, I'm glad I'm talking with you guys about this because that's kind of like where I got stuck in one of my videos, going like, "Oh shit, how does Kari remain
Well,
in the realm
yeah,
of
I
light
think
with the
it's- I think
body,
it's-
but
yeah.
Namine's released?"
It's because they're holding on to each other, so they're keeping each other sort of in that weird, like transparent, like blue state. Like they do, like Kyrie
Or-
keeps Sora in that state, and
Yeah.
vice
Well,
versa.
It could be like
But like
No,
I
I don't
said,
think
no,
so many other
Kari
people,
isn't.
though.
We don't paste Kari back together.
yeah. It could be
I'd
like
argue that Kyrie's still in the real world.
Yeah, I would argue that
Uh,
too.
Well, I don't know. She's flying through space to them at some point, so
This is very true.
Oh my
who really
God,
that's
knows
very
where she is,
What was
dude.
that?
Okay. Here's another one for you. What if there is a situation then in which Kari's the only survivor, and in a now world where all the Guardians of Light get all fucked over, and she rewind time to go get Sora back, the way that we rewind time to get everyone else back?
I don't
Like,
think she has
literally
power.
clung on to. But I mean, everyone has it when they need it, right? It's like, oh yeah, I can do this thing now.
Well, the only
Like, you
reason
just call
Sora
out
and
to a heart
Riku have
strong
it
enough.
is because they went in through the sleeping worlds, right?
I mean, that's the logic.
Yeah.
But then how did Mickey?
But I think that's the logic to keep Mickey from having it, right? It's like, well, he never
Well,
went
no,
through the
Mickey
sleeping
had it.
worlds.
We don't really know much about
Oh, yeah.
Kyrie's past though. Like
Yeah, in the glossary or whatever, it says that Riku and Mickey travel to the Dark Realm with the power.
With the
of
power of
waking.
waking. Right. So you
Which I mean, I
traverse
guess you
worlds
could-
to reach hearts, right?
Yeah, I guess you could say that, like Riku used it and Mickey just hung on, clung on.
He's like, yeah, sure.
But I think Mickey has it as well.
Yeah, I'm sure it does. Well, when you're a master, you have it, right?
Except he never used it on Aqua because, don't worry about it.
Dang.
But yeah,
Come to her
I
as
feel
soon as we can. Or just hopefully a little 14-year-old boy can help us out.
yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like Kyrie probably
Also-
knows how to use the power of waking, just because like all the experiments that happened to her with.
Yeah,
well,
true.
we don't know if she was experimented on, but
We're just assuming.
assuming that, or like, just with her connection to Radiant Garden and Ants in the Wise, I don't know.
I mean-
I feel like there's gonna be some like all this stuff that she like unlocks or remembers.
I mean, she gets a training montage-ish, right? And
Oh,
with
that's
Lee.
true. Yeah.
Like, whenever they feel like it, they can be like, oh yeah, she learned to fly there as well.
Yeah.
I mean, you just didn't see it in Kingdom Hearts 3. but-
She actually
Well,
went through the whole
in
Margaret
Kingdom Hearts-
Mastery in Merlin's little forest.
Yeah. I mean, why not, right? Like, they literally call it, it's like effectively the hyperbolic time chamber. Like, oh yeah, time flows differently here, and we can
Mm.
train for the equivalent length
Yeah.
of Sora and Riku's journey in a week or whatever.
Yeah.
That's
But
gonna
in
be a
Kingdom Hearts-
sleeping world, right? Like, it's got to be in the realm of darkness. Like that, if time flows differently there, then I don't know. Like, it's a sleeping daybreak town in the realm of darkness, and they just went off there, did a couple years of training, and then popped out.
Yeah. Do you guys think it is Daybreak Town?
I'm like 90% convinced.
I think.
Yeah, it's gotta be
Where else is it
something
gonna
like
be?
Mm.
I mean, let's think. Want to introduce to us yet another world of some importance. Like,
So do you think it's before or after like Daybreak Town was actually like formed?
I think
Because I think that
I
whole
think
like
it's
valley that looks over it is like after Daybreak Town disappears.
It's
Yeah.
like the world after, or whatever they call it.
Yeah, I would argue that. Because I think Daybreak Town gets like zapped somewhere else.
Scala.
And like
Yeah. Right.
right, yeah, to Scala.
Well, that's another thing is that
Skull's built on top, mate.
Yeah, so
Right.
was that I don't I think maybe Lunar and I or Damer and I talked about this, but like the Scala is like Xehanort dream, it seems.
Mhm.
And
What
so
we got,
like
so yeah, I'm
so
positive it is.
the idea of like, oh, Scala was built on top of Daybreak Town, like could be like his dream representation of like building Scala from the ruins of Daybreak Town, if that makes sense. But like when he
Well,
dreams about it, it's just below it because does that make sense?
I'd kind of argue that it's real because in the opening, or like every time we zap back to Scala when they're doing like the chessboard,
Mm.
that's like real. Right? Oh,
Do you ever see like Daybreak
Well-
Town underwater though? I know it like almost shows it in that first like opening scene, but it never quite does it?
right, but there's something under them, right?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Think.
they definitely linger under the water for a bit for a reason.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I think you're right. I don't think it is under that specific one we see, but I think I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
But then like I think if you look
Just
at
the
the other areas, there's also like other Daybreak Towns, right?
Are there?
I can't remember. Actually, that might be wrong.
I think there's other buildings, but I don't think they're Daybreak Town. Which I guess it could be different buildings in Daybreak Town, just not the clock tower.
Hmm.
But I don't know.
I find it really fascinating that the Scala that we fight in, when the buildings start crumbling apart, they seem to be made up of like the sort of almost like glassy substance
I
that
saw that too, yeah.
that
Stained
like
glass.
0.2 is populated with, right? Like it's just this frozen in time,
Mm.
Oh yeah.
corrupted by the darkness stuff. So
I'll
the
explain
fact that like all the clocks are frozen, the clock tower itself is falling apart, but it's frozen in time in the moment that it, this is my thing where like I don't know if the arc is going to cause like a huge time paradox conundrum, whatever, of like, okay, the arc takes off and causes a paradox. It freezes time all around it,
Oh,
and
yeah. Keep going. Sorry.
no, you're right. But like it's like destroying Daybreak Town as it leaves, and I don't know. I've got like two competing theories of like I kind of want everyone to leave Union Cross, go back to the real Daybreak Town, find it all fucked up, get to the arc, and like a bunch of people just bail and get out of there. But there's a few
Right.
left behind, and they become like the seeds of the new world. Or I want it to be like this, literally frozen in time. I don't know. I keep going back and forth on what I want it to be, but
So this that I just posted in the Discord.
that
As
I'm
like,
sure
they-
Bio will put up on the screen.
yeah, Bio, put it up on the screen now.
What? No, don't tell me. No,
Oh.
I don't want to do that.
But so it's like Data Riku was chosen as a sort of arc to keep all the collective data, blah blah blah, right? So
Mhm.
if Data Riku is a datascape within the datascape that is recoded,
Mhm.
and they're calling him an arc, then I think that's like Nimue being like, yeah, the arc is actually a datascape that we can just store all this memory in and then ship it off wherever until it gets or unpackaged in the future. So it's like, I don't know, the fact that he uses arc here, just like, I don't know, it's crazy to me.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, right? Like I've always felt that, like even though we've escaped to data worlds, right? Like we left the key universe, whatever world line,
Might be a datascape.
and sure, absolutely. But we hopped into Union Cross, right? But the key one is said to have been destroyed, but it still must contain. It still must in itself contain the universe that is like there must be a computer somewhere in the key universe, despite the fact that it's been destroyed, that holds the Union Cross datascape world, right? Like we got to be running on a server somewhere.
Right.
Like if you destroyed real Twilight Town, you'd in theory take out data Twilight Town in the process. Like if you destroyed Answer the Wisest computers, can you then have? It's the weird thing about worlds in this universe, right? Like once you create a world, a data world, does it exist on its own accord? Like, or are you just literally creating a connection to a thing that already exists?
Well, actually,
Right.
and I talk about this in my video, but
Please.
the grid that we visit in Dream Drop Distance is the original program of
Yeah.
the MCP or whatever, which Anson the Wise makes a copy of to do his stuff, but then they delete that,
Yes.
the grid world, but then it exists as a sleeping world now.
As a sleeping world, right? Yeah, which
Yeah.
would be what happens, right? If all these people can form real hearts, just because we go, delete that. Like
Right.
within the context of the Kingdom Hearts universe, they go somewhere, which I guess they go into a sleeping world, which kind of makes sense. Like
Which I
within its
guess
bizarre
might
logic.
also make sense with Kingdom Hearts Union Cross if we have all these spirits and Chirithes running around.
Ooh, yeah, okay, I like that.
But then they
Sort of
somehow
like-
get out of it. So
It's like a deleted data escape back up of the Union Cross world that ends up as a sleeping world. My brain.
My brain is broken like since we started talking about the arc for data. Oh, man.
Everyone's so quiet.
I'm like trying
I'm
to
just
follow
listening,
along,
taking
but I'm
it in.
like, what? Yes, oh, okay, nope, it's gone.
I still like the idea that the black box is literally, it's like a black box flight recorder, right? Like it's the only thing left alive at the end of the destruction of, well, in this case, the realm of light. In real life, a plane, right? Like the realm of light gets destroyed, and then you go and find the black box with everything important that you wanted, which doubles as the arc, right? Like the arc is meant to survive the destruction of the world. So, I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of, to me, linking between the two of them. That you have this arc that you say, okay, everything from this universe that I want to keep, I'm going to put in this black box, and I'm going to destroy this universe, kablooey. But when it's over, I can retrieve the arc. Maybe the bearer of the arc will lose track of it. I don't know. See, then it can travel through time, but I don't know. It's the whole thing. But it's
Well,
the
if
idea
you
that
think
the
about
arc was meant to. Sorry, yeah.
well, so he says you can travel like as fast as you want through time, right?
Mhm.
But if you're in a datascape, you really don't have any kind of conception about
Restrictions like that.
like of time. So like time could just pass normally. By the time you get out, it's like, oh, it's been 2 seconds, right?
Yeah.
So it's like possibly that like that's what it means. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's like darkness, more or less, like not being correct when he says, "Oh, it'll travel at the speed of light."
Right.
It's just his darkness's way of getting Maleficent in the friggin' arc.
Yeah, it's like, all right, you're packed away now for 20 billion years until you
Yeah.
like come back out, kind of thing.
Do you guys think the arc will be mentioned
I was just about
in
to ask
Remind
that.
at all, or is it going to be a Kingdom Hearts Union Cross thing?
I think they build it up
think-
so much in Kingdom Hearts 3 with Maleficent and Pete that if they don't bring it up at all, I feel like it's going to be kind of a waste.
Yeah, that was kind of my thoughts. Like, we're probably not gonna like see the arc, but it's gonna be referenced. Like, it has to at least be referenced at some
Right.
point. Because
I
Pete and
feel like it's gonna
Maleficent
come
were.
soon.
Yeah, I do too. Well, because isn't there a Union Cross update after Remind comes
Yeah.
out?
Well, we missed
Real-
one already, didn't we?
real soon. No. We're still on schedule. We're still on track.
Oh, okay.
The last one came out like 28 days ago, so we're like almost right on time for a new one.
That's so
Oh,
excited.
okay.
I could totally see them doing that.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
excited to see what the next episode's going to be.
Right? Because wasn't it scheduled like the day after Remind drops in Japan?
The tweet I posted was saying like, okay, this one came out on the 23rd, whatever it was. If you add a month to that, it's the exact same day the Remind comes out, and it's a monthly
That's
update sort of
wild.
thing.
That's wild.
So it's like cool. It's all
I
coming
feel like-
together.
I feel like they might
Which I-
push it out another month then. I don't feel like they're going to release it right on.
You don't think so?
Reminds.
I
It'd
mean,
be perfect.
this kind of
Yeah.
ties into like my theories about what we're actually going to see, and I'm getting myself really hyped up thinking about what we could see in Remind.
Mhm.
Because if it's like they kind of spoil each other, so you may as well put them out on the same day, so one doesn't spoil the other. It's like just put it whichever one you play first. Fine, doesn't matter. But like, if we're going to be tracing the hearts of our friends back, and we trace the hearts of Ven exactly,
Yep.
and we go, hey, what dark memories are you hiding in that little noggin of yours, my friend?
Yeah.
And we end up going, or we see Vanitas probably, and we see maybe any shit that he got up to, and we see, hey, remember this traumatic event that you've literally repressed, even though your memories have been restored once when you saw Xehanort's face in Birth by Sleep. There still wasn't enough to unrepress those other memories that you repressed. So blah 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 blah. Like we have to unrepress some memories of Ven, right? Because we see at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3, he's gonna go lift his hands up to Chirithy. He obviously remembers her.
Right.
You know, whatever. We have to give him his memories back. We can't not. So
Right. True. I didn't even think about
that we have to, like, that's what I'm saying. That's why Union Cross has had a couple of like filler story updates this year, just absolute bullshit ones. And I think it's because Nomura has, okay, I want to tell these, let's say these 7 story updates over the year, And that is why I think Remind was going to come out earlier than initially did, because they said 2019 at some point, didn't they? Or do they always say winter?
Yeah,
I forget.
They
Anyway,
always said coming this winter.
cool. I feel like we got filler because we're literally just dragging out the story until it's ready to not be spoiled by Remind. And if Remind got delayed, okay, well, then easy. You just put filler in Unigrass. They did it already. They did it when Kingdom Hearts 3 got delayed to January. We just had literally 3 months of filler of just like bullshit running around.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I mean, so let's say we trace back Ven, we get a bunch of like Unicross story dump. What if we trace back Lee, and the only like dark event that happened with him was him learning about Subject X and like wanting to join the organization in the first place.
Oh, right.
So this is what gets me really hyped. Sorry, yeah, go.
I think I posted it in chat. I'm trying to find it right quick. But the fact that Lee and Isa, that event that's talked about in Kingdom Hearts 3 is talked about in 356 over 2 days.
Yeah.
So it's like not retconned at all. It's like why
it's a little bit, but
okay, well, yeah, but
the whole like view
it's more
change.
like a tactical writing decision more than a
100%. Nomura is the absolute master of leaving little breadcrumbs for himself to pick up later. He's so good at it.
Yeah.
Right.
Because they never said what it was. In Birth by Sleep, they're like, we're going to do the thing today.
Oops.
And they never said what it was, but they're just like, well, sorry, no, they did show themselves being chucked out of the castle. So there was always the implication of, they wanted to in the castle. And then, I mean, it's not really a retcon because you're not really changing anything, but it's a really excellent way of picking up and going, oh, well, they wanted to get in because they could hear screaming and they wanted to find out what it was and blah, 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 blah. And when they found out what it was, that's why they joined the organization, because they wanted to find out more about what it is, blah, 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 blah. Like, it's really, really, really clever writing. So what I think is going to happen is if we see Riku and Aqua returning to Radiant Garden, or Riku at least returning to Radiant Garden, odds are Aqua's probably with him if they're all out searching for Sora. Now, if I'm Aqua and I know, we know later on that she's going for a trip to the Realm of Darkness, I'd probably want to have my armor with me. So I don't know if she's going to go there to intentionally find it, but I figure if we're going to explore the castle, we're probably going to find her Keyblade and armor in that room down the very, very bottom.
Right.
Zexion's like, beep, boop, boop, oh, look what I just found. And if we're going to model that entire area, wouldn't that make sense to like have little Kid Issa and Kid Lee in that exact area where the cage is and everything, having the exact conversation with Subject X?
Right.
Like you kill like two birds with one stone kind of thing. Like if you model that area, you can for tracing Lee's heart back and Aqua going and picking up her armor and a Keyblade, blah blah blah. I don't know. I've got myself all hyped up thinking about that.
Yeah. Sorry, we derailed the conversation, Bio.
Oh no, no worries.
So Bio, you want to wrap it up?
Yeah, I gotta get heading. But
one more thing that I just want to ask
ending,
you guys.
So thank you guys so much.
One more.
Just kidding.
I'm just gonna ask, like, how long do you think it's gonna be? Like the limit cut episode and the secret episode. Like, how long do you think they're gonna be? Because I was thinking they're gonna be the length of 0.2, so like 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah, I can't imagine it's long.
Anything shorter than that, I'd be kind of tilted. But I feel like it's gonna be like about 2 or 3 hours each.
I feel like Remind's gonna be about 2 hours if you take 2 to 3 hours if you're taking your time. Probably get through it pretty fast if you skip the cutscenes. And then Limit Cut, I feel like is just going to be like, hey, like here's an opening part, and then let's go fight, the Data Org, and then we'll have like a little like thing to end it up.
Yeah. So I'm just talking about like the additional story stuff. You what?
I think it's gonna be half as long as Kingdom Hearts 3.
Half as long.
I mean, it's half the price, right?
It's half the price.
Half the size. I actually don't know that for sure. I can't remember.
Nah, I think it's gonna. Yeah, I agree with you guys. I think it's gonna be a couple hours.
Yeah.
So I think Limit Cut and Secret episode together, it's gonna be like 4 to 6 hours. I don't think it's gonna be any longer. If it's shorter, I'm gonna be mad. But whatever.
Well, I like the black box idea they're adding too, like the whole cheat codes and stuff from Recoded.
Black Code.
Yeah,
Black Code.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm excited for that.
That's such a cool.
I'm
just gonna put it on one hit for everybody and just mow down enemies.
Right. I'm gonna do some more like Welcome to series videos.
Oh yeah,
pretty fun. But anyways, thank you guys so much for coming on. I'll leave a link to Just Water and Damo's YouTube channels. I'm not going to leave a link to Lunar's because he's my co-host. You guys have anything else to say that before I end it?
I'm sorry, Lunar.
Oh, man.
Oh man,
I can talk for another half an hour, but no.
Cool. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys are excited for Remind. I'll see you guys in the next podcast. Bye. Which will probably be all four of us like talking about our thoughts and how disappointed we were that we didn't see all the things.
We didn't get Sephiroth in.
Oh, that is something I'm really looking forward to.
That's something I feel like we're not.
We're
getting.
not. I don't think we're gonna get it.
Like, we're not. We're gonna
Yeah.
see Cloud and Sephiroth. There's not gonna be a. I'm sorry. I really don't think.
I
Nah,
feel like
we're
it's
gonna
a
get
good
it.
marketing tool though. But
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like introducing all the little kitties to your cool friends, Cloud and
Oh, I
Sephiroth.
feel
Go
like-
buy our game.
I feel like they definitely should do it. They just won't do it. I feel like they're already giving us so much that we wanted in Kingdom Hearts 3, where like this will just be like the one thing they'll leave out. I really don't think they're gonna give us a Sephiroth fight. Cloud and Sephiroth will be mentioned. They'll probably be in it, but I don't think Sephiroth's gonna be a fight.
I mean, Cloud's already been modeled, right? Like a Rocky version of him, but he's already
Yeah. So I don't know.
got the ingredients right there.
See you guys in the next one.
I was just like, please let me end the video.
Please let me go.